In 2019, Forbes magazine put a 21-year-old Kylie Jenner on their cover, crowning her the youngest self-made billionaire ever. It was a cultural earthquake. The world was obsessed. A reality TV star and influencer had achieved a status reserved for tech titans and Wall Street legends. But what if the foundation of that empire was built on a lie? What if the numbers were inflated? The story was a carefully crafted illusion, and the truth was far more complicated and far more brilliant than anyone imagined. Welcome to Luxe Legends, where fame, fortune, and scandal combine. Today, we're unraveling the epic story of Kylie Jenner's $900 million fortune. Was it genius, luck, or one of the greatest marketing plays of all time? Section 1. The insecurity that launched an empire. To understand the Kylie Cosmetics empire, you have to go back to a teenage Kylie Jenner, growing up in the shadow of her supermodel sister Kendall and her world-famous older sisters, the Kardashians. In a family where image was everything, Kylie has famously admitted she felt like an outcast, deeply insecure about one particular feature, her lips. For years, she denied getting lip fillers, facing intense media speculation, but in 2015, she finally admitted it. And in that moment of vulnerability, a business mastermind was born. Instead of hiding from the conversation, she decided to own it, to monetize it. She saw a generation of young fans who, like her, used makeup not just to look good, but to feel powerful. They were obsessed with her look. So she partnered with a company called Seed Beauty and invested $250,000 of her own money from modeling and TV appearances to create 15,000 lip kits. A simple package containing a matte liquid lipstick and a matching lip liner for $29. On November 30th, 2015, the Kylie lip kits went live, and in less than 60 seconds, they were gone. Every single one. The website crashed. The internet melted down. It wasn't a product launch, it was a digital gold rush. Kylie had proven a revolutionary concept. You no longer needed a storefront, a massive ad budget, or traditional media. All you needed was a massive, engaged social media following and a product they desperately wanted. She had turned her biggest insecurity into her greatest asset. Section 2. The billion-dollar machine. The initial lip kit feeding frenzy was just the beginning. Kylie and her momager, Kris Jenner, the grand architect of the Kardashian empire, realized they were sitting on a gold mine. They rebranded from Kylie Lip Kits to Kylie Cosmetics and began a full-scale assault on the beauty industry. Their business model was pure genius in its simplicity. They owned none of the cumbersome parts of a business. The manufacturing, packaging, and shipping were all outsourced to Seed Beauty. The sales platform was Shopify, an e-commerce giant that could handle the insane traffic. Kylie's only real job? Marketing. And she was the best in the world at it. Her Instagram and Snapchat were her 24/7 advertising channels, reaching hundreds of millions of people for free. Every new product launch was an event. She'd tease new shades on her own lips, create scarcity with limited edition drops, and build a level of hype that legacy brands like L'Oreal or Estee Lauder could only dream of. The numbers reported were mind-boggling. Within its first 18 months, Kylie Cosmetics had allegedly generated $420 million in revenue. For context, it took Tom Ford's beauty brand a decade to reach $500 million. This is what caught the eye of Forbes magazine. In 2018, they put her on the cover of their Richest Self-Made Women issue, pegging her net worth at $900 million. They declared it was only a matter of time before she hit the billion-dollar mark. The world was captivated by this narrative of a young, self-made woman disrupting an entire industry from her iPhone. The story was perfect, maybe a little too perfect. Section 3. The scandal. A web of lies. For 2 years, the Kylie the billionaire narrative was gospel. Then, in May 2020, the story took a shocking turn. The same magazine that had crowned her dethroned her. Forbes published a bombshell exposé with a brutal title, Inside Kylie Jenner's Web of Lies, and Why She's No Longer a Billionaire. The article was devastating. It alleged that the Jenner family had been inflating the size and success of her business for years. Forbes claimed they had been shown tax documents by the Jenners that were likely fabricated, showing massive revenues that simply weren't true. So what happened? What was the smoking gun? In late 2019, Kylie had made the biggest business move of her life. She sold a 51% majority stake of Kylie Cosmetics to the global beauty giant, Coty Inc. The price tag was a stunning $600 million, which valued her company at $1.2 billion. On the surface, this confirmed her billionaire status. But when you sell to a publicly traded company like Coty, your secrets are no longer your own. Coty had to release the real numbers to its shareholders, and the fine print was damning. The filings revealed that in the 12 months before the deal, Kylie Cosmetics had only generated $125 million in revenue. That's a huge number, but it was nowhere near the $360 million the Jenners had led Forbes to believe the company made in 2018. Forbes alleged that the business was smaller and far less profitable than the Jenners had spent years trying to convince the world it was. They recalculated her net worth, stripping her of her billionaire title and estimating her personal fortune to be just under $900 million. The cultural icon was now at the center of a corporate scandal. Section 4. The reality, genius, and luck. Kylie's response was swift. She took to Twitter, saying she was blessed beyond her years and never asked for any title. But the damage was done. The self-made narrative was tarnished. But this is where the story gets really interesting. Did the scandal prove she was a fraud? Or did it prove she was an even bigger genius than we thought? Let's be honest about the luck part of the equation. Kylie Jenner was not a startup founder in a garage. She was born into unimaginable privilege. By the time she launched her lip kits, she was already a global celebrity with a platform of over 100 million people. She didn't have to find customers, they were already waiting. That is a level of luck and privilege that almost no entrepreneur in history has ever had. But then there's the genius part. Privilege gets you in the door, but it doesn't guarantee a $600 million check. Kylie had an innate, brilliant understanding of her audience. She built a brand that was a direct extension of herself and sold it masterfully. And the ultimate genius move? Selling the company when she did. The Coty documents revealed that the company's growth was actually slowing down significantly right before the sale. Kylie and Kris Jenner sold a majority stake at the absolute peak of the hype, right before the market realized the growth was stalling. They took a potentially declining asset and cashed it out for $600 million in cold, hard cash. Whether the billionaire title was true in 2019 is debatable. But what is not debatable is that Kylie Jenner turned her fame and insecurity and $250,000 into a 9-figure payday. That isn't just luck. That is a masterclass in modern business. Section 5. The verdict. So, how did Kylie Jenner make $900 million before turning 25? The answer isn't a simple one. It's not just genius, and it's not just luck. It's a perfect, explosive storm of both. She was lucky enough to be born into a media dynasty that gave her a global stage. But she was genius enough to know exactly what to do with it. She leveraged her fame with surgical precision, creating a product her fans were desperate for. She built a lean, hyper-profitable business model, and then, in an act of incredible timing, sold it at its peak valuation. The Forbes scandal, in a strange way, doesn't diminish her success. It clarifies it. It strips away the myth and reveals the raw, brilliant strategy underneath. The billionaire title may have been a PR illusion, but the hundreds of millions in her bank account are very, very real. The story of Kylie Jenner's fortune is a defining legend of our era. It's a lesson in branding, hype, and the power of social media. And it's a powerful reminder that in the world of luxe legends, the line between perception and reality is often the most profitable line to blur. What do you think? Was Kylie a marketing genius, a product of incredible luck, or was the Forbes scandal a deliberate deception? Let us know your take in the comments below. And if you want more stories that dive deep into the collision of fame, fortune, and controversy, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to Luxe Legends. We'll see you in the next one.